Welcome to Heredity2, Incomplete Dominance. I was trying to think of a funny tagline, but I couldn't. So, in any case, this is a slightly, it's a variation on basic dominant recessive. It's called incomplete dominance for a reason, because neither allele in this two allele system is dominant to the other. They both are expressed, and in that expression, neither hides the other one. They both kind of blend. I don't like to use the term blending in genetics, but the phenotypes look kind of blended. So one thing you'll notice is that in this case we've got a sort of a compound symbol for each allele, whereas before in the previous example we would use like big B or little b, right? This case we want to give a little bit more information in there. So we're gonna go with CR. Now CR means color red. Okay, so that makes sense. Or the other allele is CW, or color white. Now again, we could use just if we wanted to, we could just use R and W, but R and W don't look like the same allele, right? You could get confused. So just think of the C being part of this symbol and the C being part of this symbol. So each of these is now a symbol representing an allele. Otherwise, the Punnett square is done exactly the same. In this example, we've got two heterozygotes mating. So these are these pink ones right here. And if you wanted to go back a generation, if a CR and a CW matched up, they would all be CW, because you'd have to get an R and a W, which would make them all this, right? So in this case, we're using two heterozygotes, and when you match a CR and a CR, you get obviously a red one. When you match a CR and a CW, or vice versa, you get one of each, right? In which case the resultant phenotype looks like a mix. It's kind of pink instead of red or white. Whereas two CWs give you a white flower. Now, make sure when you express these genotypic and phenotypic ratios that you actually tell me what they're, you're not going to have to. It's multiple choice online, but if you ever have to write out what it would be. So this genotypic ratio line right here would read 1 CRCR to 2 CRCW to 1 CWCW. And the phenotypic line down here would read 1 red to 2 pink to 1 white. Capiche? All right, let's go to the blank screen and try that ourselves. If I can ever get it to work. There it is. So let's go with, let's just go with an example of in giants. Okay, so we're talking about, I use fantastic monsters for my examples. So in giants, you've got either a gene for being tall or a gene for being short, and they're not dominant over either, right? So they are going to be incomplete dominant. So let's go with HT represents tall, whereas HS codes for short, right? Let's just go with a heterozygous giant marries a short giant. So the heterozygous giant is going to be of medium height, because this is incomplete dominant. So the heterozygous giant would be HTHS mates with HSHS. Roll it out here in the Punnett square. HT, there's that cat. HS or HSHS. So I'm not going to be able to write them. Maybe I will. HT thing. HS supposed to be an S. HSH. It's easier with a pen on paper, obviously. HT, HS, SHS. So what we end up with this particular cross is two giants here on the left that are heterozygotes, and then two giants on the right that are homozygous S, right? So my genotypic ratio, my expected genotypic ratio, is 2 HTHS to 2 HSHS. And then the phenotypic ratio, there's no tall giants involved here, right? You're going to end up with two medium height guys, or giants, two medium to two short. Cool, get it? Hope so.